also Josh Papali'i too. Maybe getting a little bit long in the tooth now. Only plays half a game and almost about 48 minutes in the games that he's played this season. So hopefully he can put on a good performance here this afternoon.
And what a whirlwind week it has been for the 21-year-old Daejarn Asi, who's got an 0-10 record in the NRL with the Cowboys, makes his Warriors debut today. The team that he supported as a club. There's a great photo that they picked out this week on the club website when he was waving the Warriors flag as a 10-year-old, and he plays for them today. They really are thin in the halves stocks at the moment. Nikorima's out with COVID. Harris Tavita, that eye-watering injury block, the ruptured testicle, rules him out.
Yeah, and played half a game with it too. So good for Asi here to play this afternoon with his hero in Sean Johnson, who hasn't set the world on fire at the Warriors so far. As the boys said back in the studio, needs to run the football. Really, not much from him this season so far. 1 tackle bust, 4 try assists. They need a lot more from him.
And the Warriors will get the ball first. And the kickoff was maybe going across the sideline. Sirenen wasn't to know and collected it on the full. Playing his 50th game in the NRL today is Bailey. Here's Matt Lodge, who tries to lay the platform for these Warriors alongside Addin Fonua-Blake. Here's Jazz Tavanga. We have seen Josh Curran playing that number 13 jumper and hold that defence together at times. He's out for nearly a month with that knee injury sustained last week. Here's Fonua-Blake. Up towards halfway go the home team with a 3-0 record at this venue. 2 wins here this year. And Egan rolling out of dummy half. Interesting defensive work there by Schneider. He won't be able to run away. Valemei, it'll come back and the knock-on is given.
Yeah, you're right about that. After a good set, the back end of the set really poor there from the Warriors. They started so well. Just out of dummy half, as you said, Schneider just come up out of the line and put the pressure on one-on-one. We're going to get the football back now for the first time. The Warriors are going to challenge this a little bit early in the game for a challenge, but anyway.
Yeah, Chris Butler, the adjudication was a knock-on against the Raiders. Looked like Schneider just pulled out of it. Is there any touch off him there as Daejarn Asi ran into Schneider? Just the collision between those two.
Asi got up hanging onto his jaw too, so a little bit of collision there for the young fella early. As we said, it was a good dummy half run there from Wade Egan. Gets out of dummy half, gets the markers involved, then the catch and pass on the outside. I think that's an error to the Warriors. It has to be.
Just trying to sort out the communication system between the bunker and the ground here at Redcliffe at the moment, but I think the only hands on it are Asi here, and Schneider's hands stay out of it, so that will be a knock-on against the Warriors and a warranted captain's challenge in the opening 90 seconds here.
Yeah, and a little bit of a wake-up call for the young fella too. If you weren't awake coming onto the ground, the first tackle that you're involved in with the ball.
Warriors have knocked the ball on initially into the Raiders player.
Let's hope he's all right.
And then the whistle is then blown. Challenge is successful. We've cleared the contact.
So the challenge is successful. The knock-on's off the Warriors, but they said the contact is his turn to catch the ball, so it's incidental, okay? So it's going to be a Raiders ball. Where do you want to pack your scrum? In the middle?
So as long as we're going for the ball, it's shoulder touch in the face.
I just explain that. Come on.
Asi's okay. And Valemei, unfortunately, he sensed there was no knock-on against his team. He was running away, but we have to come back for the scrum here to the Raiders.
Gee, it's so important to finish your first few sets, isn't it? The Raiders haven't been able to do that. I mean, the Warriors haven't been able to do it, but the Raiders have got the ball now up over the halfway line. Straight away in the attack.
Here's Hudson Young starting on the left edge. Elliott, the dummy half. Never started in that role throughout his NRL career, but has filled in at times, as Ricky Stewart mentioned in the pre-game. There's his service for Rapana. Adewita Naida down that right-hand side. Starting again on an edge. Nice service out in front of Schneider. Here comes White at speed. Timoko, no way through for him as the Warriors defence scrambled nicely. New look back line today. And Whiten goes crossfield. Didn't hit it where he wanted to, and Rapana coughed it up. Well defended by the Warriors after gifting that good ball to the Raiders early on.
Yeah, I'm going to be really interested to see how Adam Elliott handles the dummy half situation. You've got to be so smooth and crisp out of dummy half with your passing game. It's a big factor in the game this afternoon for the for the Raiders, for mine.
And Brent Tate is down on the sideline. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, Speedy. Good afternoon, Blocker. Perfect conditions down here for footy. It's a little bit heavy underfoot. There has been a bit of rain overnight out here on the peninsula, but conditions pretty much well perfect. That front row battle for me today, Papali Tarpany up against Lodge and Fanua Blake. Both packs carry the weight of the world of their teams on their shoulders, so that battle will be a big one this afternoon.
Good looking kick from Arcee, but nearly busting them was young Savage. No one let him into open space. He'll burn you. And here's Rapana, who had a massive game last time he took on the Warriors. 240 metres run in the fullback role. And last year against this opposition, nearly the winning try down in Canberra, and then the winning try up in Queensland. Rapana was in the thick of it. Here's Papali'i. Elliott calling the shot, saying we're going to that right-hand side. Here's Tarpany, scouting wide. Rapana to find his kicker. Schneider to go crossfield. Johnson camped underneath it. And good take by Arthurs coming off the wing. And Johnson did well to get a body on White.
Yeah, some sort of pressure put on there on Arthurs. Left the ground early. It's a great take at the back there for the Warriors to start off this game. There's the first penalty. Just hanging on just a little bit too long. A hand on the ball. The Warriors get the penalty.
Have conceded 60 or more points twice before, the Warriors, and they've gone on to win on the backup. They're hoping that rings true again for the third time. Bottom two teams for run meters so far this year on average. Lodge bumped away, had a win tonight. Strong work by Tarpany. Johnson looking for Reece Walsh. They want to get him involved in the game, the electrifying fullback. Now Tavanga. Arcee throwing the dummy and running into Ryan Sutton. Johnson. Late hit came from Elliott, who has a look at the referee, just checking that one was okay. Walsh plays it on the last. Johnson tumbles it down towards a well-positioned Jordan Rapana.
But Rapana didn't really have to move there. You've got to play in your kicking game a little bit better than that. Johnson with the kick on the last after he'd made a run early in the tackle count. Rapana didn't even have to move. You've got to run those fullbacks around, kick the ball away from them, make them move. There's the first penalty for the Raiders. Inside the 10 metres of Warriors.
10 metres. Hold on.
The Raiders just with a 2-5 record at the moment. Their wins look pretty handy on paper. Cronulla and the Titans. They've lost to North Queensland twice, then Melbourne, Manly and Penrith. So they've lost to some elite opposition so far. Chance to get their season up and running over the next month, perhaps.
Well, they've been in nearly every game, haven't they, except for one half of footy. If you chopped it all up and just played for 40 minutes, you'd nearly be leading the comp, the Raiders. Been terrible in second halves in a lot of the games.
Weren't tackled in the opposition half in the entire second 40 against Penrith last weekend. Set restart. And Tarpany nearly threw it out the other side as Egan held on desperately. Here's Sutton. It's been a little clunky at times with Elliott. Out in front of Rapana. Hatawira-Naida got rid of his opposite number. They can't get near him. Who wants the ball? No one running off the Kiwi, who sets it up in front of those uprights. 10 metres out, the Raiders looking for the first points of the ball game. Schneider to Whiten. There's a man over here, and the try is scored by Matt Timoko. He's third in the NRL, and the Raiders strike early.
I'll tell you what was interesting in the first couple of sets that they've had, the Canberra Raiders, the ability to get to their feet and play the ball quickly. Timoko gets a try in the end. Just to watch the way that Whiten holds the ball up here once he gets it. It's a second man play here. They got caught in field. Timoko gets a try. That is a big confidence booster early in this game for the Canberra Raiders to score first. On the back of a penalty, they just marched upfield. That's a great pass there from Jack Whiten. I'm sure he get a try assist for that one, and the Raiders score first.
The 22-year-old left centre for the Raiders, playing his 19th game today, and the Raiders keen to push that message that that's the pronunciation that this guy wants, Matt Timoko and not Timoko. And first try against the Warriors for the Kiwi. So Ricky Stuart will be delighted with this start in his 450th game as an NRL coach, looking to square the ledger overall. 223 wins, 224 losses, and a couple of draws along that journey for the premiership coach.
It's a little bit of a worry too for the Warriors' defence there. So early in the game, they were able to just strip them for numbers. It was an easy try in the end.
Raised in Townsville, Brad Schneider. Queenslander looking to add the extras, and his goal-kicking percentage pretty handy so far in his young career, up over 80. Getting distracted by a few in the background. Trying to bend this one back. It's perfection from the sideline, and the Raiders lead at 6-0.
Well, it's great coaching there by Ricky Stuart. Obviously, this right-hand edge for the Warriors, Rocco Berry and Jesse Arthurs, wouldn't have played much football together, and Jesse Arthurs usually plays in the centres, play out on the wing. It's even though it's one position out, it's a different kettle of fish defensively, so some real tough decisions there for him to make. I'm sure the Raiders will certainly be heading down that side again this afternoon.
Yeah, Arthurs has played pretty well at right centre, and now he's playing out there on the wing.
Yeah, well, yeah, and he was playing some good footy too. I just suppose it's the mix and how you mix up your footy side. And I say Arthur's gone to the wing because he's probably played there plenty of times. Maybe Berry hasn't played on the wing that many times, so they got mixed up there. Half of them were going in, half of them were staying out.
There's the left winger, Kosi, who had a tough night last week against the Storm, paid the price, missed out on selection today. Hatawira has made a very solid start. Likewise, Tarpany, who backs his way over halfway.
See, the big thing here is just have a look at the Canberra Raiders, the way they were able to stand in tackles. You've got to put them on the ground. I know they're a big side, but Tarpany and those sort of guys have been able to stand and quick play the balls, really hurting the Warriors.
Whiten had to juggle it, maybe changed his kicking option in the end down towards Arthurs, who busts them open and surges away off the right wing. And that might give the Warriors a bit of momentum. Gets the penalty to boot.
Well, the big thing about that is Arthurs, when he makes 20 metres upfield, then you've got to get on that roll. But they win the penalty, 0 tackle. Struggle to play the ball, the kick downfield. Look at this for a return to start your set. Just skips on the outside. Looks like he's a handful.
So they start on halfway. The kick for touch, well held in the stands, prompting that ripple of applause. Johnson, he was asking for a ruck infringement there. The referee has seen it the other way and deems it an error by the captain, Fanua Blake. Are they thinking about a challenge of their own early on here? Yes, they are.
Well, Fanua Blake will be saying that there's already been a penalty early in the game for the Raiders putting a hand on the ball. He thinks he's impeded on the way up to play it. He looked pretty confident too. The captain calling his own call here.
Just places it on that boot, doesn't he? Is that Tarpany's responsibility?
No, it isn't. I don't
There's
think
no
he'll win
interference
this
from
one.
this ruck by Joseph Tapane. He's moving away from the ruck area. Adam Fanua-Blake has lost control of the ball. Challenge unsuccessful.
There's a lot of chat about front rowers challenging block, and he's the captain himself.
Well,
And now
if
the
you-
penalty is blown as well.
Well, if you're the skipper, no one can argue with you, can you? This is danger signs now for the Warriors, giving away a cheap field position. The Raiders on the attack again here.
So from a knock-on to a penalty, presumably for some back chat to the referee, Chris Butler. And now the ball comes loose, and that was jolted loose by Rocco Berry. And do the Raiders think about extending this lead beyond 6 by 2? Schneider's had a look from this angle.
Well, I look at it this way. They've had a lot of ball. I reckon they'll play on here.
I think you're right.
Hold the line, boys.
White and ready
Hold
to
the
tap.
line. No.
Inside the 20, the Raiders with a full set up their sleeve.
Wait, up together. Wait here. Hold on.
Slow play the ball. Elliott goes right-hand side for Tarpany. Here's Schneider. Oh, was he expecting that one? A flat pass. Valame did well to hold on. Now Tarpany taking them on and nearly slipped through the big boppers. The Warriors concede more post-contact meters than any other team this season. That's been on display early on. Now Papali'i, shape for the offload. Now number 2 in the comp for that, the Raiders. Oh, how's that play the ball? Given the all clear. On the angle, Hadawira. What a tackle, Dejan Arce on debut for the Warriors. From dummy half, Rapana on the last. He's going to get caught with it.
Gee, that's a poor play there from Rapana.
It negates by heeling it backwards in.
Nothing doing last tackle. You've got to get the ball to your kickers so they can grab a kick in behind or put the pressure on with a bomb. Give yourself some hope of getting the ball back. That's a poor play.
Hold here. Hold.
Some tackle by Arce on the bigger Hadawira to deny the Raiders their second try there, and that's what Nathan Brown identified for the young man. Just play your role, defend well. Let's see if we can get the chocolates here.
Josh, give room. All the way at him. Jason, wait here.
Did hand it over just 2 metres from the try line, so it's been heavy weather on this set so far for the Warriors. Fanua-Blake taking on Elliott. That's why he's starting ahead of Starling, who's been worn out defensively in the opening stages in recent weeks.
Who is it?
Someone's been identified as suffering a head knock.
So that's over to my ears. Nothing there.
False
Tackle
alarm,
4.
it appears.
What?
No one needs to head to the head bin.
Hold here. Go.
Short ball from Lodge for Aitken.
Last tackle.
That time Hadawira held on.
Well,
Johnson from inside the 40. We've seen some 40-20s at this venue, but no angle that time as Savage tidies up. An elusive customer, but 3 there to stop him. And we're seeing a lot of penalties on play 1. This time for the high shot.
Yeah, that one a little bit high. Gee, I'm interested to see how Savage goes. I can't wait to see him in the clear. Looks like he's put on a few kegs over the off-season, strengthened himself up. He's had a couple of good runs to start this game. Wins a penalty again. It's Lodge over the top, lazy arm. Haven't really had to play any footy off their own line, have they, the Canberra Raiders? They've just been gifted field position. Here they come again.
6 penalties in the opening 14 minutes.
Wait off the ball, Matt, all the way here.
It's a cracking pace so far from Chris Butler. As the front rowers combine,
Sean off that grip.
Papali'i looking for that quick play of the ball. Tarpany, how sprightly is he looking? Moves so well for a front rower. And now Elliott off the back of it, throwing dummies. Adam Elliott as the starting dummy half nearly got there. Try saver again from that man Arce, but here's the penalty right in front for a tackle off the ball for a support runner.
Well, this is a gift 2 points, but as I mentioned a little bit earlier, right in front this one. They've had a lot of ball. Great run there from Elliott. A little show and go, look at that. It was off a good run from Papali'i first, and then Tarpany on the back of it. A quick play the balls. That opens it up there for Elliott. I reckon they'd be hoping, I reckon, the Warriors, that the Canberra Raiders have a shot for goal here.
So Matt Lodge, second penalty against him in the space of 60 seconds for this hit on the man off the ball, Rapana. And maybe a warning here for Whenua Blake and the Warriors about...
Okay, that's 4. Quick, mate. Adam, I'm finished. You've got a chance there if you team, okay? I've got no problems talking to you like this, okay? We need to tidy up. I can't keep blowing boys.
I'll tell you what, it's given them a bit of an advantage, the Warriors. Let them get their breath back. Whenua Blake up there talking to the referee. And then a shot at goal here. Give 2 points.
Chris Butler pondering using the bin if the Warriors don't tidy up their discipline. Schneider struck his conversion beautifully earlier.
You know, I reckon Starling's going to have a field day when he comes on. They're very loose around the middle. That was a 30-metre break there from Elliott. Quick play the balls. They do lose momentum when Papali'i and Tarpany go off the Raiders.
Schneider makes no mistake, and the Raiders lead it 8-0 early on. Don't forget the Women's Origin is heading to Canberra on Friday, June 24. Be there as the best players from New South Wales and Queensland go head-to-head on one of Rugby League's biggest stages. Juniors aged 15 and under are free, with a Category C paying adult. You can head to nrl.com/tickets.
Good start here from the Canberra Raiders. I know they lead 8 points to 0, but 10 from 10 with their sets to start the game. That's what Ricky Stewart would have been looking for.
Who wants it? Nearly some indecision. Papali'i has to bring it off his own try line. 2-1 in terms of run meters so far in this contest. Tackled in the opposition half 22 times already after being tackled in the opposition half a duck egg in the second half against Penrith last weekend. Elliott from a standing start again, nearly split those markers. Rapana has a go with only one marker there. And in the end, it's a decent set off the back of more points. Now Schneider tumbles it down and finds open space between Walsh and his winger. And uses Pompey, who's switched out to a wing role today.
Speedy and Blocker, I'm just having a look at this Warriors side. Very slow to get back on side. Some of their big forwards are hands on hips. We know they had a short turnaround against the Storm last week, maybe showing some effects, but some worrying signs, getting a bit loose around the middle.
Need to find a spark quickly. The Warriors. Lodge looking for a decision out of the ref. Now Johnson to Walsh, tried to thread the needle and knocked back cleverly there by Timokot to find a teammate.
Well, again, another turnover there from the Warriors. Is that on the halfway line? Straight away in the attack now. The Canberra Raiders, you can't keep gifting the football like that. You've got to get to your kick. Haven't been able to do it early in this first half.
Chotrich has been on the periphery so far. Gets involved with a run from dummy half, and now Papali'i, bit of room to move. So Walsh trying to make something happen. Created the turnover here, and the Raiders looking to capitalise, but Rapana burns another play. Schneider, little grubber in behind, set up nicely for Dejan Arce.
Great start to the game from Papali'i so far for the Canberra Raiders. The number 8, 106 metres. Great start.
Yeah, spoke honestly last week about trying to lift his game. Felt like he's been off the pace. Here's Walsh holding on this time. Oh, dumped by White, and it went past the horizontal. And this is a big talking point this weekend, isn't it, after the send-off last night?
Well, the send-off last night, he got right above the horizontal there and got flipped over. I think that one with the second man in to help Whiten probably looked a little bit worse than what it was. Looks like it'll be on report, but few days gone by, that was a good tackle. But anyway, the legs in between, you can't do that anymore.
It could have gotten away from him. As you say, the second man in might have saved Whiten there.
Yeah.
Carl Lawton on his own last night. Sent off in the early stages of that contest as the interchange players get ready and Papali'i gets a rest, and this is when the Raiders have struggled. You sense, Steve Blocker-Roach?
Yeah, I do. They sort of have a little bit of a drop. They've got to find a way, and it looks like Ricky's come to terms with it. But Tarpany is left on the field, so Starling's the one that's replaced him.
And Afoa, fresh legs for the Warriors midway through this first half.
Hold, Adam, hold!
Good chance to go in search of their first points. Johnson, oh, he wasn't expecting that. Sirenin did well to hold on. Whiten textbook that time. Now Johnson throws it to the touch judge. Nowhere near Jesse Arthurs. Not sure what SJ saw in his peripheral there.
And just have a look at a little bit of gamesmanship from Hudson Young there. As soon as Johnson throws this ball, just watch him whisper in his ear, say, mate, hey, we're going to come all day here. You got to come up with something a little bit better than that.
Wait here, Bailey, wait. Square up.
They've only had a couple of chances down in the 20, and that's a horrible pass.
This is game one of our triple header on Super Saturday. The Bulldogs against the Roosters next. Then we're off to Darwin as the Eels take on the Cowboys. Must watch TV throughout the afternoon on Channel 502 Fox League. Starling licking his lips on the sideline until now. Tarpany, there's more post-contact meters for these Raiders. Ball comes loose, stripped out of there by Tavanga, and it gives them another set. Very nearly took it away for his team, but it rebounded to the Raiders. Sutton. Good legs tackle by Dejan Arce, who's played his part defensively. New role now for Elliott. Bit of ball playing, little offload for Rapana. Adewita Naida pushed the pass. How about the ball handling? Quite spectacular from Valemei. And Chotrich will play it. Still early in this tackle count for Tarpany. For Elliott, can he hold on? He was trying to juggle his way through. And in the end, they'll cough it up midway through that set.
What about the skill from Valemei? The flick out the back there. That's sensational play. Watch this for a pass. Just the ticker to have to be able to do that, you know, that's sensational. Great before the line, pre-line pass there to Elliott. Couldn't control it, but Tarpany, I mentioned Papali'i, how good he was with 106 metres. Tarpany 71 metres, but he hasn't been put on the ground so far. Been showing plenty of power there through that middle, and they are just hanging on the Warriors.
Pompey on play one. There's young Vailea, one of the teenagers in this Warriors lineup. And now Afoa, look at that contact. Elliott alongside Starling. Head rock back for Bunting. Now Fanua Blake off the back of it. Afoa, second hit up on this set. One out stuff from the Warriors. Now Johnson, pressure on that kick. Little touch on the way through. Still got all the way to Rapana, who flicks one to Chotrich, bouncing ball, and the mistake. As a result, what was Rapana thinking?
Well, I reckon Ricky Stewart's just fallen out of the grandstand.
Big opportunity here. Aitken, and over untouched in the corner. Adam Pompey puts the Warriors on the board, and Rapana has let the air out of the Raiders balloon.
Well, they went straight away to the left-hand side. quick play the ball after the mistake there from the Canberra Raiders. It was a poor pass from Rapana. They spilled it, then they got the footy, the quick play the ball. Gee, sometimes you just got to back yourself and run. That was a horrible pass. And then the quick play the ball, they just couldn't number up there on the blind side. Have a look at that, the short side there. They knew exactly what to do. That is a great pass there from Aiken. Pompey gets the try. They needed a little bit of luck, didn't they, the Warriors? They've been pretty ordinary to start this game, but they get themselves back in with a good try.
That man, Ewan Aiken, has been a revelation for the Warriors, especially in the back row blocker. He's been one of their best over the last few weeks. And Big Bunty Afo, I've got to give him a rap. He's come off the bench and really added some punch to this Warriors forward pack. They were looking really tired, but a couple of strong hit-ups from him got them on the front foot. And Jordan Rapana, I think he'd like to have that one over again.
Adam Pompey scored the match-winning try in round 3 last year. The Warriors came from 31 points to 10 down in that one. Both teams had big leads in the 2 respective fixtures and were chased down. So no lead is safe when the Warriors and Raiders go head-to-head, and Nathan Brown delighted to see his team capitalise on that error from Jordan Rapana, who passed from left to right the wrong way there, Block. That's why he didn't get the distance to Chotrich.
Gee, there was no energy in the pass, was there? Poor old Chotrich, there was no way that he was going to catch that ball there. Just fumbles it. And we've seen a lot of times the Canberra Raiders look like they're doing it pretty comfortable and then fall in a hole. He's sending the message out of us, Nathan Brown, boys, hey, this is where the time we really need to lift now. A little bit of extra energy. Because the Raiders get themselves a little bit tied up now. Let's see if they can come in at half-time a little bit closer.
He's only missed 2 shots all year. Reece Walsh, and makes no mistake here, he's going at better than 90% in 2022, and it's a 2-point ball game all of a sudden.
I'll go back to when they had all the ball. The Canberra Raiders got a couple of penalties. The second one they took in front when they had a lot of footy. Watch this pass here. It looks a little bit awkward.
And Chotrich went to have a look before he'd secured possession because Arcee had confronted him.
I've got to give him a rap too, the Warriors' defence that time. They didn't wait for something to happen. They got up in the face of the opposition from kick chase. And they're the sort of results you can get.
Interesting there, the Warriors got, they cough it up. The captain, Fanua Blake, on the first play off the back of points, and they're under immediate pressure.
6 to go. 0-0 here.
Slowing it down first up. And Elliott's trying to push his way over. He's had a few cracks today, Adam Elliott. Throwing the dummy Sutton and running into Fanua Blake. Raiders looking to set themselves for a pet play here. Elliott has another go. And they find the right option. Starling searching for one of his halves. And he was caught there. What about the ball handling? This guy's not a front rower, is he, Block? Joe Tarpany.
What a pickup. That was sensational.
It's been pretty ordinary with good field position here. And now the lead runner, what was he doing? Had a weird nighter. Just got through that line. Rapana looking to make amends. And now Schneider's turn. Elliott, third attempt, pops it out the back. They must be men over here. Hudson Young for the Raiders. They made heavy weather of it on the 4 previous plays, but it all ends well for Canberra.
Well, you mentioned a little bit earlier, second in the league for offloads. They've got the ability to stand in tackles, this Canberra Raiders team. And the spill there from Adam Fanua Blake. Just got up under the ball there. Loses the footy. He would have been the most relieved man if they would have been able to hang on. But let's look at this second man play. Elliott is this at the line, the offload. And then the rush up there. They couldn't get off their line quick enough. Hudson Young. He gets a try for the Raiders.
Great awareness from Jack Whiten to catch and pass once they'd executed this runaround play via the offload. The 2 halves combined.
Well, if you have a look at the offload there, Adam Elliott's got 3 blokes around him trying to make the tackle. That's how good it is. Just flops it out the back, and then they were short for numbers. They won't score an easier one than that, the Raiders. But as I said, the whole first half, Raiders haven't been able to, the Warriors haven't been able to put the Raiders on the ground. That's the problem. You've got to put them on the ground somehow, even if it takes an extra couple of seconds. Don't let them stand in tackles. That's been their biggest problem.
And what a first half showing from Adam Elliott, showcasing his utility value to start as the dummy half and then move into the middle and play a big part in that try. Schneider restores the 8-point buffer. The Warriors, after scoring their first points, really went to water there, Brent Tate.
Yeah, they certainly did. Discipline's costing them this afternoon. There's been a couple of plays that they've come up short with the Warriors, but that man Adam Elliott, he's been outstanding this afternoon. He got promoted in the starting side, obviously, at hooker. It's brought him right into the game, and some of his carries have been really damaging. A couple of little sneaky runs out of dummy half. He's been outstanding this afternoon.
Does it look like the magic formula going forward, Block, that Elliott will start in that role and Starling off the bench?
Well, if it works this afternoon, it will. That's what coaches play on. They get the win. Be a genius move. Still a long way to go. It's the Canberra Raiders who have seen really falter in halves of games of football. So whether the Warriors are good enough to make them pay.
That'll get you into the game. Corey Horsburgh, straight off the bench, asked to bring it out of his own end goal. Closing it on 50 games is Corey. Elliott again, playing with such confidence. Horsburgh, second hit up.
He's just added that bit of work rate to the team too. You know, we mentioned how good their front row is and how they charge the ball up, and then there's a little bit of lull when they go off. Elliott's added that little bit of ball play.
That looked forward, the second pass, but given the all clear by the touchy after Elliott's work was quite brilliant. And now a chance for Whiten to go aerial. Goes crossfield, doesn't go too far. Knocked back by Rapana. They all stopped it. They know the referee said knock on. They've still got their captain's challenge, the Raiders.
Gee, that would have been a good challenge too. Rapana straight through. Reece Walsh was the only bloke back there. We'd like to see in that contest, one-on-one.
Too far for me to run that way. Nah, knock on, mate.
Here's Elliott again. What about his involvement in the first half here? Great pass.
Follow-up pass from Young looked a little dodgy. Now did this go forward or backwards?
You know what? I reckon that's gone backwards.
100%.
That hasn't gone forward out of his hands.
Jordan Rapana won't be talking about that, but he'll recall a memorable moment on the Fan with Andrew Voss and Lara Pitt all coming your way tonight. Isaiah Yeo has his rugby league close-up as well. All coming your way on the Fan. Important little stanza here before half-time. And Johnson spark this home team. The Englishman, Harry Rushton, about to get out there for the Raiders. Aitken at speed. Chopped down by Schneider. Short side for Arce. To drop one over the top. He's cleared the fullback. The bounce is a beauty. Dejan Arce with a try assist on his Warriors debut as it's finished off by the teenager, Viliami Vailea, for his first try in the NRL.
Vailea, what a chase. Just look how hard he chased the footy here. I think Rapana has fallen over or slipped over. A couple of tries, they've chased really hard. Look at that, slips over. Vailea right on the spot. Couple of gimmies to the Warriors. Just keep them in touch with this Canberra Raiders just before half-time. Rapana not having a happy afternoon so far.
Yeah, Blocker, we heard Ricky Stewart say that 7-1 and not having that consistent spine's been a real problem for him, and we know Rapana is usually a winger, so just caught out of position there, and that one position again becoming a real problem for Ricky Stewart.
It looks like he's labouring a little with that leg strapped, Jordan Rapana. They do have the utility value of Mikkel Klukstad, of course, on the bench, who's played no shortage of games in the #1 role.
It's amazing how hard, if you chase hard, you're always a chance. If you just wait for something to happen, it won't. Just be there right on on the spot to collect that ball after Rapana had slipped over. Can you believe it? If he kicks this 14-12, the Raiders have been far and away the better team in the first half, but not on the scoreboard.
Very similar game at this venue against the Cowboys not that long ago. The Warriors wound up winning in Golden Point through a Johnson field goal. And Walsh bangs another one over the black dot. 14 points to 12. Another entertaining game here at Redcliffe. Penny, for your thoughts, Ricky Stewart, after this work from Rapana. Really struggling to get back there.
Well, that's the other thing with the fullback roll speed is that the workload and the extra Ks that you do have to run. Jordan Rapana would not be used to that sort of workload, so I won't be surprised if Ricky Stewart makes a change here soon.
Well-earned rest for Adam Elliott, but looked like he could have just kept on going the way he was playing. Ricky Stewart gives him a break. Don't forget the halftime show with Braithen Astor, Cooper Cronk and Benji Marshall. Coming up at the break, looking ahead to the game afterwards as well.
Yeah, it's amazing when you get a little bit of a sniff in a game of footy when you haven't really been the better side in the first half. Afoa, I'm with Tatey.
Just on. Eli Katoa coughing it up this time.
Shot clock's on. Middle scrum.
Can't believe all his teammates coming up and patting him on the back. You're giving him a shovel.
Clock's on here.
We've seen it on multiple occasions in this first half. The Warriors, their own worst enemy, coming out of their own end.
But the thing is, you can probably forgive, one in a half of footy, but I reckon that's the fourth time they've done that here this afternoon, the Warriors.
They held it in for a brief moment for Schneider to link up with Velame again. Strong defence. The Warriors fans enjoying that work. Dejan Arce couldn't have done much more on debut for the team he supported as a boy. Didn't get a look in at the Cowboys this season, behind the likes of Drinkwater and Dearden. There's Rushton's first involvement. Now Whiten slipping through a tackle, and the Raiders pounce on that error from the Warriors again. It only took them a couple of plays this time. Jack Whiten proving too big to handle out there on the left edge.
He's got a great ability when he runs to bounce players off. They come in hard, he just dips that shoulder. They bounce off him. Decides to run the ball this time. They've been mixing it up a fair bit. Look at that. Just bounces off a couple. Too strong, Whiten. Once he decides to run the ball, that's more like the scoreboard, or the score should be. Skips out of a tackle, bounces out of another one. They can't make it. Whiten too strong.
Back-to-back games as captain of the Canberra Raiders. Jack Whiten is 29 years of age now, played all 3 Origins for New South Wales last year, had the 14 jumper on in games 1 and 2, and then played in the 6 in game 3. And he's a big game player, and he knows how important today is for his club.
We just keep shoveling the ball out on this left-hand side, shovel, shovel, shovel. When he sees the opposition not come up as quick, he decides to run this time, mixes his game up well. And that's a great individual try there from Whiten. Hope I don't curse him. Gee, he hits the ball well, this bloke, doesn't he?
Yeah. Had some decent kickers with headgear on, haven't we? In recent decades.
Yeah.
Schneider in no rush. Not sure he needs that comment from the young kid saying don't miss. He doesn't miss. It's another black dot conversion, this time from Schneider. And the Warriors are saying we score, then we'll cough it up and let you score at the moment.
Yeah, it's a game of titch, isn't it? You score, I score. But just have a look how they got caught flat-footed there, the Warriors. They come off your line and keep putting pressure on, but he identified it straight away, Whiten.
So the Raiders' attacking numbers getting a real boost came into today. with just 94 points through the first 7 games.
Stay on.
13 points per game, their lowest average since 1982, their inaugural year. 20 points before half-time is their best effort and the most that the Warriors have conceded in the opening 40 this season.
Well, they've doubled the Warriors' running metres in the first half, the Canberra Raiders. Also, the post-contact metres almost doubled that too, so had a lot of ball. 20-12. I don't reckon Brandy will be that unhappy with that scoreline. The amount of ball that the Raiders have had.
Yep, nearly 60% of it. The 2 Englishmen up the middle at the moment, Sutton and Rushton, who played his part in that try with a dynamic pass to get it on the outside. Rapana manhandled by Eli Katoa. Schneider to pump it long. And Pompey. Only 1 or 2 more sets left for the Warriors to eat into this 8-point lead before the break.
Gee, it's been tough for them in this first half. A couple of times they've got down the other end with a bit of luck. They've scored a couple of tries, but the whole half they've been pinned virtually in their own half.
Late offload. A bit of room for Katoa. He coughed it up in the previous set and stumbled that time. Yet to find his feet. They make sure they get to lodge in good numbers, Canberra defensively. Walsh changing the angle. Important tackle by Sutton on Sirinen, but he just kept on going. Did Bailey. Now Johnson through the hands for Arcee. Aitken able to juggle it and forward pass. Take your pick on those 2. And the touch, he wasn't missing that.
Change over. Nico, you got it, 10 in, mate.
It was a good run there by Bailey Siren down the middle. Quick play the ball. He got up and ran again. He went to that left-hand side. It looked like it was on it. It was Aitken who juggled the footy. Couldn't get the ball on the outside. A couple of forward passes. Just look like they panic when they get themselves into a good position. Can't really go on with it, the Warriors, in this first half.
And they've tried that a few times with Canberra Raiders in their line of vision, trying to pass it around them. And as a result, they've turned it over or certainly given possession back on both those occasions. Horsburgh keeps those legs pumping. Lodge tries to take him out of the equation. Now Young, out the back was the cry from Whiten, but Timokol took them on and he lost possession, so the Warriors will get one last crack at it here as Johnson looks to pack this scrum relatively quickly.
Well, that was a little bit better there from the right-hand defence. They got up in the face of the Canberra Raiders. Just looked like they've been stripped for numbers a few times. That's Arthurs. It looks like he's struggling a little bit. He'll stay out there. They won't use a replacement here. Carrying an arm at the moment.
Here's what went on. Put up the bumper bar and he got whacked. It wasn't defensively, it was with the ball in hand that Jesse Arthurs copped that issue. Got the thumb strapped as well from earlier in the season. Here's this attempt to use the speedsters against Rapana. They've had some joy already. This time Jordan got there in time. Interesting option. You don't see it too often, but before the break they had a crack.
Yeah, it's a pretty good option there. I reckon Brownie's picked up that Rapana is in position a lot of times, so I send the message out. So let's try and catch him out.
Would you do anything if you're Ricky Stewart on the fullback front with Nickel Klukstar available, or you stick with Rapana?
I'd stay with Rapana in the second up. Well, you're in front 20-12, so.
Oh, late offload. It might backfire on the Warriors as the Raiders get rolling here. They gave possession back on play 1, and Schneider is sensing something with Hadawira. And they get a long-range field goal attempt, perhaps, like we saw from Cleary last night. Well, Valame's not thinking about that at the moment. He went one out, and that'll do us. That's half-time here at Redcliffe. and Canberra in control at the moment. Doesn't mean much in this fixture, though, because teams can turn it around. At the break, it's Canberra 20, the Warriors 12.
So they've really got to prove themselves in this next 40 that they can run away with this game of footy. They've played the much better game in the first half. They've got to go on with it.
They have won one second half all season in their first 7 games, outscored 98-38 in the second 40. And here come the Warriors, given a rev up by Nathan Brown at the break. And Dejan Arce couldn't have done much more on debut, but they need more out of his halves partner, Shaun Johnson.
Yeah, only 2 runs from Shaun Johnson. Look, he's been a brilliant player over a lot of years, but gee, they need something out of here in the second half. One of the passes in the first half to go into touch to nobody. He's at his best. We know how quick he is. He's at his best when he's running the football. They need a lot more from him than 2 runs and a half.
And the mistakes when they have scored points, the Warriors immediately on the follow-up set, when it's got to be a focus to just hold on the footy and complete that set block, they've coughed it up.
Well, that's it. You know, have a look at the game, the scoreline, 20 points to 12. They've gifted them the 20 points, really, the Warriors, by mistakes they've made coming off their own line.
So the Raiders will get the ball first in their second half as the siren sounds. A little after the Lord Mayor's show. And Horsburgh brought it back on play 1.
Well, the thing is, 19 missed tackles from the Warriors in the first half, but as I mentioned, in the first 15 minutes, you've got to put these big Raiders forwards on the ground because they get quick play the balls and all of a sudden the roll starts to happen.
Horsburgh, high work rate since he's come off the bench. Heart to heart with Ricky Stewart this week, just about where his game needs to go to. Rushton with the go forward. That sets it up nicely for the kicker on the final play as they go to Schneider, the right-footed option.
Well, Arthurs hasn't come out for the second half here for the Warriors. He's done his shoulder. Murchie, who played so well last season, was injured, and he's back. So you got to feel for the Warriors there too, because Arthur's been one of their best players. So he will take no further part in the game. Crook shoulder.
And those starting front rowers on the bench at the moment for Canberra, as we just saw, Papali'i and Tarpany. Always an important phase when they take a break, particularly together. And Lodge will try and take over here for the Warriors. Katoa, straight up the middle, he goes. Johnson. They've stuck with Rapana, who was all banged up at half-time. We saw inside the dressing room.
And he looked like he played 10 games, didn't he?
Had the ice on the shoulder / neck. He's got that knee strapped up and ready to go again. It's the man who scored the first try, Timoko. And there is Jesse Arthurs, who's had a great season so far with the Warriors, curtailed today by that shoulder issue.
We're yet to see Starling explode out of dummy half. I'm just waiting for it. It'll happen.
Last tackle release.
Hold Bailey, Sean, hold.
Lock in. Hold. Mate, you're too deep, mate. You've got a marker.
Horsburgh shifting it onto White, and it's the final play. They keep it in the hands until Hudson Young puts in an amazing kick. What about the pickup by Reece Walsh? That looked like a horrible kick for a fullback to contend with. And in the end, he's got a penalty out of it for the high shot, but that's confidence to pick it up like that.
Oh, that's wonderful skill. You can't teach that. The way that Walsh picked the ball up, it was a great play there from the Raiders, just down that short side. That's wonderful to watch. Look at that. An awkward rolling ball, the boot near your face from Savage. That's gutsy play too.
Hudson Young with the swinging arm over the top after his kick so very nearly came off for Savage.
Wait, Corey, right.
Warriors didn't do a lot with the touch finder. And on the back foot here as Murchie is taken backwards. Play the ball was a little indifferent as well.
Right and Harry together.
I think he dodged the bullet there. I think the play of the ball was a little bobble there, but anyway, they get away with it. That's a good run too. Katoa, after he made that error in the first half, he's a big, powerful fella. He needs to get on that front foot.
Into Raiders territory, he took them. Now, linking up. That was ambitious for Lodge, trying to short ball for Bunty Afoa, who could not hold on. And that was an adventurous play midway through the tackle count.
See, I don't blame Afoa there. He's trying to hit the ball at speed. It's a little bit too hard. Soft hands, we talk about that a lot.
Again, boys, Ewan around Bailey.
The forwards.
Corey around Hudson.
This was too hard from Lodge.
Reece, nice.
Looking up the replay screen, shaking your head, that won't help.
Heads in, please. Tom. Get in the lock there, mate. Shot clock off. Right.
Savage, little clap of the hand saying, get me the ball early. No room to move against Sirinen. Squared up at marker and made another tackle in company with Johnson.
Oh, do you wait, Ali? Go to.
Murchie, a former Raider, the only marker here, and Whiten took him on.
Ali.
Good field position here off the back of another Warriors error. Horsburgh ball playing here for Starling to go to Rapana, and now Hadawida through the dummy. What a pass! Rapana forces it to Chotrich, and the Raiders playing some sensational footy at times today. Just 5 metres out. Now from one side to the other they go, but coughed up by Whiten.
Release him now!
And the Warriors withstand that challenge. There's concern here for Sirinen.
0.
Yeah, they did so well. You get up out of your chair. Some great skill here from the Canberra Raiders. And they go to the left-hand side, try to do exactly the same thing in the same set. The ball goes to ground. Just got his ankle twisted there on the way down. I think Bailey Sirinen.
He probably thought Whiten was out of the game. Whiten's on the deck, and somehow the captain got up to make that tackle, and not expecting it, Bailey Sirinen. They're in the wars today, these Warriors. Brent Tate, there's been a bit going on.
Yeah, there certainly has been. They dodged a bullet there, the Warriors. If that pass goes to hand, they had an overlap there. The Raiders are able to move the ball across that back line really quickly. So the Warriors have just got this knack of hanging in there. They did it, as you said, Speedy, a couple of weeks ago against the Cowboys, where they looked out on their feet, went on to win that game. We'll see if they can do that here this afternoon.
Don't forget game 2 in our triple header on Super Saturday, the Bulldogs against the Roosters. Interesting game to watch that one. It's another mistake from Eli Katoa, trying to force an offload when 3 blokes were tackling him, and Reece Walsh couldn't hold on.
See, that's not an offload. That's an hand grenade out the back. The bloke's not even ready for it. Not a pure offload there. You give the ball to someone in a better position than yourself. That's just a flop back. That's a nothing play. And there we see again, as Katoa comes away around with the offload and the mistake again.
It's a horror completion rate for the Warriors.
1 metre behind you, mate.
As Whiten off the back of that centre field scrum. Legs tackle from Sirinen, who's recovered okay. And now Horsburgh. Keeping his feet through it all, Corey Horsburgh. Big Reds here to play today. Oh, hospital pass. And Dejan Arce did not miss the opportunity to nail Schneider. Team lifting moment.
Well, Schneider got cracked. Wow, what about that for a tackle? Up under the ball. Hospital pass there. It was a floater. You're going to go right onto your chest, those ones. Had to reach up to catch it. And a little bit of a rib tickler.
Well, he is the fresh man for these Warriors on the quick backup from the Anzac Day encounter in Melbourne, and he's playing like it today. Big raps when he came through the ranks as a teenager, and now he might get a decent run at it with the club that he supported as a young man.
Stand together.
I reckon the coach would have said to him before the game, get your defence right. Well, he's done that.
Stand together. All the way, Corey. Tom Wade. Hold.
Oh, Lodge, they're up quickly on him. He put the big don't argue up on Corey Harawira-Naera. Now, what's the contact here? Lodge might be in trouble. He's given away his fair share of penalties today, and looks like he might have caught Harawira-Naera with the elbow.
It's going to be to see if he does. They say about the bumper bars, but whether he's cocked this elbow, just have a look at this. Whether the elbow goes up. Oh. Yeah, that's bad.
Yep.
You can have your bumper bars up and ready for the impact, but he's used the elbow there. You know what? I'd be surprised if he's not sent off here.
Sent off?
Well, you watch it. He cocked his elbow and shoved it in his melon.
Just wait, let me.
Shot off the line, he's offside.
I'm scared. I'm explaining.
I'm scared he's going to shot me in the next league.
You lift your elbow, okay? Make contact, which is dangerous. It's going to be a penalty, and it's on report. Can you stop talking for a second, please? It's on report. It's going to be a penalty against you, okay?
What's the difference between him racing before, him accidentally hitting him in the chin and the shoulder? It's the same thing.
Because he's raised his elbow into a dangerous
Yeah, he raised his shoulder and hit him in the chin. It's exactly the same thing.
Have we got a HIA now?
But the thing is, Brent, he raises his elbow, but then he look.
If he hits him with the elbow, then he's in trouble, but he hits him with the actual forearm that maybe saves him being sent.
Well, he's cocked the elbow and then thrown it out again. So, you know, what are we saying if he breaks his jaw there?
Well, Steve Blocker-Roach used to play it tough up the middle. He says Matt Lodge should have been sent off for that. 8-point margin. They turned down the chance to extend it to 10.
Okay, up together now.
In search of another try here, the Raiders, who wasted that field position a moment ago. Matt Lodge has been in the naughty corner again today, penalised 3 times.
Ellie.
Now he's on report. Horsburgh. No way through for Rushton.
Hold it, wait, Matt, Ellie. Go 3.
Starling picks up Horsburgh. Sees plenty of footy, doesn't he? In each and every set when he's on the field. Corey Horsburgh.
Go 4.
Well, they're not deterring him from running, are they? The defence of the Warriors. So if you're not getting hurt, you just keep going.
What do they do on the final play? Schneider, bit of room to move this time. Punches it, looks heavy, and 7 tackle set given up. Warriors are hanging in there, despite ill discipline coming out of their own end.
Up together, Corey. Hurry here.
Berry. Tackle slipped a little high, but it's okay from Starling.
Straight out, Hudson. Hold it.
Murchie plays it quick enough for Egan to explore. He was the captain with Fanua Blake off the field, going into bat for Lodge a moment ago. That time he kept the bumper bars down. Johnson. Sirenin shot down. Final play. Play the ball was a horror. Sirenin trying to do it too quickly, and it's another error before they get to their kick.
Yeah, you just got to get control on the way up, haven't you? I think that twisted ankle would be helping. He's doing well to stay out there, Sirenin. There's the bobble there. Every time they start to build a little bit of momentum, the Warriors, they just make a mistake.
And they've done well in the phase with Papali'i off the ground. The Raiders maintaining this handy buffer.
Heads down, shot clock off. Stay down there. Tom, head in. All in, please. Break.
Darcy makes another tackle stick. Elliott, what an opening shift he provided. Standout performance.
Yeah, it'd be a pretty good highlights package of the first half of Adam Elliott. Moved into that hooking role. Now playing in the back row.
Early Bunty here. Go through.
Schneider got it before Lodge got him. And now Savage, such a good mover, trying to slice his way through.
Now! Bunty, Bunty.
Crowd gets excited when
Hold you. Go for
the
it.
X-Man gets it. Now Timoko. Out of dummy half, decent
Last
run.
tackle, Eddie Bob. Hold
He's
you,
got the
Wayne.
defence a little out of kilter here. What can Whiten do off the back of it? Oh, he's done it again, Reece Walsh. His ball handling is quite sensational.
Ho! Go on.
He's got great reflexes, hasn't he?
Gee, Horsburgh came out of the line in a real hurry. He had some backup as well.
Ho!
And they went a little too quickly. This time, the Raiders.
Someone said something to you. They've been marching another 10 metres. Look at this. Great reflexes. Doesn't panic neither. He's got time, the young fella.
Silky. And heavily linked with a move to the new franchise next year. The Dolphins play a bit of footy at this venue again. The Queenslander.
All right, Josh, release now. Wait, Tom.
Now Foa. Elliott clinging on to both
Right off the
legs to
ball.
bring the big man down.
Ho!
Johnson. Oh, pass was there for the intercept as Walsh floated it and Savage couldn't hold on, otherwise he was away going 60.
Oh, I was hoping he'd catch it there. I want to see him in broken field. I think he got a little bit of a sniff. I think he looked up and thought, hello, I'll get this, I'm gone. Marchie was right there on the spot, maybe. Just took his eyes off the ball there. And again, the Warriors hang in.
Pretty tight call to say whether that was a forward pass before the knock-on comes from Savage, but the pass has been given the all clear and it remains Warriors ball.
Heads in, boys.
Just got to find that next level for the Warriors here. If they get this try, you watch what it does to their confidence.
And Walsh slipped through one tackle.
Semi-square, hurry. Ho!
Finished off by
Ho!
Valamé.
Go on.
They need to set it up for Walsh outside of Johnson, don't they? That's what the Raiders' defence has been so good in nullifying so far. Here he is again, the fullback. Finds the mark this time, but that time the forward pass is called as he linked up with the try scorer, Valia.
Well, he's trying to get himself involved in the game, Reece Walsh.
Jack,
A couple of times in that set, gets his hands on the ball, trying to make something happen.
middle strong.
Gee, I don't know. I heard the call come from a couple of the Raiders players, but gee, I thought that was flat at worse.
Less than 50% completions since half-time. Since 2020, Canberra's coughed up the most 8-point leads, and the Warriors have run down the most 8-point leads. So it's still on here. Still plenty of time.
Dead square. Bunty to me here. Hold it, wait.
Canberra, no, they need to add to their 20 points that they racked up in that first half.
Off the ball now, Bunty. Man, all the way here. Hold that, wait. Go to, good job, mate.
White. Timoko.
Hey!
Dragged towards that sideline by
Up
Murchie.
now. Wait, Matt. Wait. Go, 3.
Oh, Horsburgh took his eye off it, having a little look to see where Lodge was perhaps, and gives possession back on halfway.
Yeah, we see how they fall in a little bit of a hole, and they've done that too, the Raiders, both sides. The Warriors haven't been able to capitalise on the errors of the Raiders, but the Raiders the same thing. Up the other end, just haven't been able to complete. It's been poor from both sides in the second half here.
Jordan off the ball. Hudson around, Elliot. Wade, nice and tight.
That's not a happy man with the arms folded. You're a body language expert, are you? I am. That
I'll leave that to you, Block. I like the call.
That means he is very angry.
He's holding it in. Deep breathing required for both coaches at times in this one.
Well, Wade Egan's looked pretty Well, the most likely here for the Warriors. Made a couple of clean breaks, but when he runs from dummy half, there's no one pushing up around the ball with him.
Tarpany back out there involved in that tackle. So both of their starting front rowers back on for Canberra. And likewise Fanua Blake for the Warriors. The leader of this pack, signed until 2026. Arce, little kick in behind, well weighted, bending away from Rapana, who tracked it down this time.
What do you reckon he'd be thinking too? Looking at that ball, he's got to get across and cover some ground. He's thinking, oh no, don't bounce away from me.
Got a horror bounce in the first half. Did the Canberra custodian.
Tackle 2.
It's a decent kick from Arce.
It's a big effort from Arce to come in. 3 days preparation. His defence has been outstanding. And then to take on the kicking like that, he's a confident player.
Matt Bailey!
Don't forget the Bulldogs against the Roosters next on Super Saturday. Then we're off to Darwin. Jake Duke got the assignment. He's in Darwin tonight to watch the Cowboys against the Eels. That's a big game to round it all out.
He loves a trip away, Jake.
And the bounce here, a Raiders bounce. Tarpany keeps it alive for Schneider. They said that was forward, did they?
Yeah, I think it was.
Or were they in front of the kicker?
He's inside 10. We ruled that he's inside 10.
Yeah.
And they're offside, okay?
So even though the ball bounced back about 15 metres, they're still inside the 10.
Yeah. We've got players that are offside inside 10. Yeah. No one touches the ball, so if it bounces.
Pretty easy call here. Whiten with the chasers in front of him. Only one chaser, to be fair, and that was Horsburgh. Does he stay out of it? He gets involved. He's right there in the equation. If he'd stayed out of it, might have been given the all clear. Seen some strange things today, Bob.
Yeah, it's been a weird game of footy, this one. Let's put him on the attack. Will he go for distance here? Not really.
40 metres out, they can build here.
Now here's a game breaker. Murdoch-Masila can bust tackles. He's got to get his hands on the ball. He's got to put his hand up here.
Kept in reserve until now. Careful, he'll be straight off again as they shape and square up. Two big boys thinking about throwing them. Tarpany and Murdoch-Masila hold fire, but the ref wants a word. Wow, that's an allegation we just caught on the mic from Wade Egan.
Boys, let's just get some space here. Get some space here. Back to the line there, please. Ben.
Must be hard to cock him and not throw him. Must be hard.
What's that? Just go back to the line there, please. I just want you to wait. That's the line. I'll sort this out.
Flying elbow.
Jack, Jason, yeah. I'll talk to you when the time's right, yeah, okay? Yeah, no, it's not. It's going to be.
And if they have a look at that.
Jack.
First penalty against the Warriors, is it?
Yeah, the Raiders should get the penalty here.
They both thought about the face massage, and then the arms were cocked, ready to deliver a blow or two.
Yeah. Boom. I'll tell you what, if that hits you on the chin, you are out cold.
Ben, Adam. He's going to receive the penalty. Yeah. Okay? Yeah. All I'm saying is don't take that out of my hands, okay? Because if it escalates, then you could end up sitting down. Yeah? Two. Adam, you're up? Okay. Jason? In your opinion, what starts at is a hand in the face, which is what escalates at. So it's going to go this way. Yeah. It's going to go on the board. It's going to be a penalty.
They threw an elbow.
I just spoke to him about that too, okay? It's a penalty. We're going to move on, okay? Calm it down. No, the facial. Jack, I just gave an explanation.
You penalise for facials now. There we go.
Well, the chronological order there was being debated by Tarpany. He thought the elbow came before any face massages.
But then they said it's on report. You're on report for a facial. That'll do me.
Might get off, you reckon? So some elbows have been swinging for the Warriors in this second 40, looking to turn things around. It's getting really physical and could explode this one. Murdoch-Masila And Elliott was up quickly on him, missed his mark, and the ball has been jolted loose here. Murdoch Masila about to fire up again. There's no more captain's challenges for the Warriors, as he wants to debate this one.
Shot clock is on. Middle.
We're going to be copping plenty of verbals here from the Raiders. There's no hand there. He loses that on the way down. It's a poor carry.
Brent Tate, this could explode, couldn't it?
Yeah, there is. There's certainly plenty of feeling out there. And Harawira and I are just about to return from his HII, so that's great news for the Raiders because it is great in the first half. But, yeah, plenty of feeling out here, boys, at ground level. I'm enjoying this one.
Glad I'm sitting where I am.
There's some big boys out there, Block.
Some big bobbers.
Apali'i. The Raiders emerge unscathed after giving the Warriors some good ball in the last 5 minutes or so.
Gee, it's been stop-start, hasn't it, the second half? Still 20 minutes to go in this game.
Well, free flowing and plenty of points scored in that first half, but points have dried up so far. As Horsburgh knew where he was headed and nearly stuffed up the play the ball as he headed to the sideline after playing that one to Starling. Dropped into space cleverly by Whiten. Oh, he had a crack at it. He's got that kind of X-factor, Savage, but couldn't hold on.
Yeah, had to have a go there. Again, the short side. They love coming up their left-hand side, the right-hand defence of the Warriors. Obviously think there's a weakness there. Savage goes for it. Ball goes into touch. Just need a couple of balls to stick here, both sides.
That's the side that lost Arthurs to injury at half-time as well. They were already having some joy down that side in the first half when Arthurs was out there.
Marcus, hold it, wait, Jason.
Schneider made that one stick and had backup from the likes of Harawira. Oh, strong defence, line speed, very good at this stage of the game for Canberra as they muscle up big time on this set. Vanua Blake with some go forward, desperately needed go forward for his team. And here comes Katoa off the long run. Now Johnson says, give it to me. And pressure, where's the ball? Hudson Young searching for it, has given the Warriors a fresh set. Could easily have run away and scored a very handy try.
He didn't know where the ball went, did he? The charge down there, Johnson at the line. Charge down. Vanua Blake cleans up the back there for the Warriors.
Now the set restarts. Canberra's defence shaping up to about 10 or more tackles during this sequence as Egan busts them. The support was there. Ball popped out as Rapana came over the top and knocked it out. Egan is feeling like he might be the victim of shoulder charge here.
Well, he got crunched, didn't he? Trying to hold the ball up and get the offload away. Rapana left nothing in the tank there. He's been dangerous all afternoon. No one pushing around the ball again. Does he try and put his arms around him there, Rapana?
How much contact is there? How do you say? It looked okay in real time, didn't it?
I think it was okay. I'll tell you what didn't help him was Starling in the tackle too. So
Yeah, it looks like
just trying to get his arms through to get the ball away. That one's okay.
Yeah.
Look at Starling gets in front of him here. Look.
And he is trying to wrap.
I think he is.
Rapana trying to wrap on Egan, who just felt the full effects because of the massive collision. He was going so quick and Rapana came the other way and jolted that ball loose. Great sportsmanship to check on the welfare of the former Panther. The Raiders fans celebrating. They know how big that was because points were brewing there for the Warriors.
Because that would have got in their head if the Warriors had been able to score there, the Raiders would have been thinking, oh, geez, here we go again.
There's Ash Taylor in the coach's box. Breaking news today that looks like he's headed into retirement. Unfortunately, his hip just won't function as it used to. Join the Warriors this season after being a Titan for so long. And it's a shame to see his career come to end at the age of 27.
Yeah, it is a shame, but I hope the Warriors look after him for the rest of the season anyway, or until his contract's finished. You can't just abandon blokes like that. I'm not saying that they will, I'm just saying that I hope they look after him. He wouldn't be in a good space at the moment, I don't think.
More on that story on foxsports.com.au that broke today about Ash Taylor, and Nathan Brown asked about it in the pre-game, said that Michael Karianis, the journalist who broke that story, is ahead of the game there and got some good info, so well done to Michael on that front.
Wind up here, boys.
So a long delay as we checked on the welfare of Wade Egan, who's right to play in the halfback role here.
Stay down. Break. Up square that way. Ellie here.
It was Nickel Flukstar, who was the fullback for the first 6 rounds before Rapana got that #1 jumper last week.
Stand now. Wait, hold it.
After being tested at times today, he's on the right end of things at the moment.
Big room now. Ellie here. Hold it. Wait.
Tarpany, who set the tone for the Raiders in that first half. Mistake in the play the ball though.
Yeah, rolled it back, didn't get his foot on the ball. You got to get part of your foot on the ball. Gee, we've seen that a lot here this afternoon from both teams. I've seen it half a dozen times. See that? Just rolls it. No part of the foot, it touched it. He rolled the ball back. We were talking about how the Warriors gifted the opposition field position in the first half. The Raiders are doing exactly the same thing. If they're good enough here, the Warriors, they're going to make it some sort of contest at the back end of this game.
Times have changed. Block, bit of ABBA being played by the DJ.
Is that
the NRL?
Is that Dancing Queen?
I said you were bobbing along there, Block. Can the Warriors crack them here? Murdoch-Masila head-to-head with Tarpany. Watch this space, those two. Got some unfinished business. Now Fonua-Blake. And Johnson gets back into his position on that right-hand side.
Corey, release!
Egan headed that way. Johnson taking them on. Upended by Tarpany. Now Arce, his turn. Oh, lovely pass! Dejan Arce again on a platter for Ewan Aiken, who knows how to find the try line. It's game on. The Warriors turning things around here.
Yeah, Dejan Arce, what a pass it was. Straight, but it was good hole running too from Aiken. Just have a look at the defence there of Schneider there. Just got caught flat-footed. Just hit him at pace, straight through. Tell you what, it's game on now. We've taken an age to get the first try of the second half, and here it is. Schneider in 2 minds, fatigue, 1-on-1. Aiken hitting the ball at speed. And it'll be a simple conversion too. Oh, this is going to be some sort of finish.
It's a great play there from Dejan Arce. He just attacked the Raiders line at speed. It's the first time we've seen the Warriors halves this afternoon go at speed, and it really brought Ewan Aiken onto the ball, and we know he's been a great player for the Warriors since moving into the back row, and the Raiders, they've just kept opening the door and let the Warriors through this afternoon. Those errors. It's game on now, Block.
I wonder if it's getting in the minds. You'd know better than anyone, Tatey, as being a recently retired player, whether it gets in your mind too when you haven't been completing second halves and been run down. Does it get in your head?
Oh, it'd certainly be on the back of their minds right now, Block. You're right, you'd be sitting behind the line going, oh no, here it comes again. But They need to turn it around quickly. The Raiders look staring down the barrel of 5 straight defeats and plenty of pressure building, so it's an important game for them.
And Nathan Brown has found one, hasn't he? Dejan Arce, whose nickname is Mustard. Dejan Mustard Arce. I like that one. It's not quite what's a packet of 6 worth. It's not far off.
It's pretty good. I like it.
The Dijon Mustard. And Ewan Aitken finishing it off.
Stay on, you guys.
Gee, that's a cool head, isn't it? Coming into a team after 3 days and being able to have a couple of try assists.
And 12 sets in training with his new team. That's hit, because training sessions were light on this week for the Warriors after playing on Monday.
Tells you something about his personality too. Calm character.
And the family are full of Warriors fans, so this means so much to pull on this jumper today, and it's showing. Of course, the Raiders defence prepare for the Johnson assignment, who's burnt them so many times, and when Arce gets the ball on the left-hand side, he's got more room to move, and he's utilising it. Again, running off Johnson, straight into 2 defenders on that right-hand side, and now they go back up the middle through Murdoch Masila as Elliott defends well down low. Johnson dropping one over the top. Rapana takes it on, and did he lose it? Referee says play on. He could have pushed the pass there to Murchie perhaps. Sirinen held on, and the Warriors fans getting right into it now. Arce, the man of the moment. Tavanga for Johnson. Sean Johnson finally takes the line on and signs his way through. Sean Johnson might have put the Warriors in front. Hang on a minute. Obstruction.
Well, he's got no try here. What about the footwork from Johnson to score? Interested to see the replay. Rapana couldn't clean up at the back there for the Canberra Raiders again. He's been out of sorts here this afternoon in this game. Let's have a look at the obstruction here. Egan with the pass. The second man play, Murdoch Masila. It is that comes through.
Takes Starling out of the
Ben
equation there.
Masila contacts Tom Starling in the
There'll be
defensive
no
line.
try.
Sean Johnson comes back in the same hole and takes advantage. We have a decision.
He never saw that, Johnson. He couldn't believe it when he saw the referee go up no try, but now he knows why.
If you have a look at it again, I know it'll be no try because of the obstruction there, but Starling had a good grab there on Johnson. He bounced out of his tackle, so he did actually get there.
Hands on heads moment for the Warriors fans. Still plenty of time, but the Raiders needed that. A penalty to march them down the field a little.
That might wake them up out of their slumber here.
Hudson Young driven backwards. Ball comes out. He gets a head massage from Jack Murchie, who's taking on his former team, but he's a Warrior now. And was that a knock on or a knock back against Hudson Young? They've got the captain's challenge up their sleeve, and they're not using it here.
Well, I reckon it's a loose carry. On the way down there, he loses the ball. That's a knock on. That is a big moment play here for the Warriors. Look what it means to them. Let's go.
The Bulldogs against the Roosters coming up next, not too far away from kickoff in that one, game 2 in our Super Saturday triple header. What can the Warriors do here? Great ball again, wonderful field position, and Johnson ready to go to work.
And let's see how many times Walsh gets his hands on the ball in this set. No, come on.
The winger, Vilea. The warning has been there about how many play the balls have been pulled up today, and this is a horror show, 20 out.
Well, don't worry about that. There's 25 errors in this game. Far too many.
Ewan, just around Bailey, please. Ewan, arm around. Reece, pull him in tight.
feel like the Warriors are going to score again, though. And the Raiders might need some more points blocked. How do you see it with just over 10 to go?
Well, look, they look like they're up if they can hang on to the ball. Well, it's all about field position too. It's been all the Warriors in the last 10 minutes. So, just got to hang on to the footy.
And the Raiders finish off this set. Jack White is the big kicker on that left-hand side. Schneider the other option as Tarpany gives them some much-needed go forward. Elliott. 40 metres out now. They've got a chance to punch one into the corner. Schneider. Loitering near that sideline. Secondary kick from Chotrich was something else. Reece Walsh has to get down and surrender. Great skills from Chotrich.
Well, he had to get on his bike too. Walsh there. Chotrich with the grubber kick in and behind. Good skill to have when there's a lot of players trying to make a tackle on you. But they hang on the Warriors.
And now Canberra's defence sending him towards the touchline. Nick Chotrich has had his best moment of the game, the kick, and now getting involved in that tackle. Canberra celebrating this like a win.
Well, if you want to be gifted an opportunity to march on and score, that is a big play. Chotrich, he got the kick in, and now with the tackle, they hold him up, force him into touch. And they'll be taking this one right in the middle of the park. Let's see what the Raiders can come up with. Nice knitting there.
They start with the play of the ball, centre field. Converted try is just what they need right now to withstand this Warriors challenge. Papali'i, Schneider, left-hand side. Whiten directing traffic. They want it short side. Starling comes to the open. Papali'i says, I better get someone else in that dummy half row, and it's Elliott. And now Whiten has it. And they're down on play 4. Warriors defence muscling up here. Elliott at first receiver. Shaping for an offload, and Fanua Blake denies that. What's the final play? Schneider to go to the man of the moment, Chotrich. And ball bouncing around off the Raiders, surely. And it should be Warriors ball, and is. That kind of day for the coach.
Yeah, just the crossfield bomb again. Chotrich gets above the pack. They allowed him to do that. That's good play there. And Valemei. Some tough stuff going on again. You could hear the contact there.
Oh! And Rocco Berry on the follow-up gets rattled again. Back-to-back bone rattlers from the Raiders. And make it 3 as Sutton gets in on Fanua Blake. Johnson trying to exploit some tired middlemen, but there's no way through. Gripping finish coming up on Fox League.
Last one, Marcus, lock in.
Walsh, the kicking option. And beautiful bounce for Savage.
Oh, that's a good win there. Field position-wise. Jack Whiten with blood pouring out of his snoz.
Stand up. Here, Adam. Hold here. That's it.
Chotrich getting more involved. 9th hit up for him. Lazy arm from Tavanga, given the all clear. Schneider and Whiten on the same side. Whiten spotted the hole. Oh, he had Schneider off his shoulder and didn't push the pass. Starling gets there on the last for Tarpany. Can he keep it alive? Starling knocks it on. And the Warriors hanging in there with 6.5 to go, Brent Tate.
Yeah, I'm just looking up to the coaches' boxes and seeing both coaches very frustrated. Look, whoever goes on to win this, it hasn't been a great performance by both sides. The Raiders just can't find the knockout play, but you just get the feeling the Warriors might be able to pull something out of the bag in this last 6 minutes.
What a tackle from Aiken too, just to stop any sort of attack there on the last tackle by the Canberra Raiders. He's the man that scored the try only a little bit earlier. And what a tackle it was, just as important as scoring the try.
Oh, Johnson trying to weave his way through. Timoko upended him. And Lodge refreshed and ready to go for this last 5-minute stanza. Arcee to thump it, 40-20, potential. Oh, it's out on the full, it's into the stands. And Dejan Arcee, who's had a superb debut in Warriors colours, wants that one back.
He's got to get that out of his head now. Still 5.5 minutes to go. Got himself in a beautiful position, just come off the side of the boot. Look at that disappointment.
It's the same angle where the man he replaces in that 5/8 role at this venue, Chanel Harris-Tavita, produced a 40-20 to turn the game against the Cowboys. That would have been a game-turning moment. The Raiders were scrambling to try and get there. It was a shank from Arcee.
Okay, Ben, give room. Hold him, Matt. Wait, Adam. Wait. Go two.
Papali'i, Schneider, Rapana. He saw the winger coming, got rid of him. And Rapana inside the 10.
Line, John. Wait here, Adam. Wait.
Warriors defence a little thin out on the other side, but they go to Whiten's edge, and there's plenty of numbers there in blue.
Get on the line here, Matt. Hold with me. Wait. Go. Good job.
Starling caught by Tavanga. Offloads handy for Rapana. No fullback. Rapana! Oh, he tried to tap it back. Timoko and ran into the advertising hoardings. He's okay. And for the time being, they're saying dropout, but I thought that was last touch Raiders, perhaps. Knock on by Timoko.
Yeah, he tried to knock the ball back in field. Great play from Rapana. Oh, gee. Tries to knock it back in field.
And it's been overruled. It was knocking back by Murchie and then knocked on once Timoko gets his hand in there. And Steve Chitty has weighed in from the bunker, and it's a sliding doors kind of moment, Block.
Yeah, here we go, but the Warriors, they need a little bit of luck to finish this game off. Still 4 to go. They look up as 80 metres downfield. They've got to get down the other end. Start to chance their hand now. 2 points behind.
2-point margin, 2-point field goal option. Penalty infringement for Reece Walsh to send it to Golden Point at this venue again, potentially. And now a lead runner has knocked over a Raider, and Reece Walsh saw that and went to ground. Fanua Blake winds up again. Just 3 tackles done on this set. Tavanga. Everyone going to Lodge, and Arcee outside of him. Nearly opened up for the lock. It does open up for Egan for a moment. Dragged down by Tarpany. Johnson looking for Walsh. Oh, dropped by Schneider and then knocked on by Walsh, I fancy. Double knock on, surely. And it is Warriors ball. They'll start 10 out here.
Gee, what about that for a play? Your speed man, the kick back in field. It was only the bounce of the footy. Schneider had knocked the ball on. If it bounced up cleanly, I reckon he might have scored there.
Donford ruling.
Oh, here we go. What a finish.
First, then a knock on by the Warriors.
Well, this is just a captain's challenge to try and buy some time, because they've got a massive defensive set to shape up to. Schneider clearly knocks this on.
Brad Schneider locks on.
Oh, if that ball bounces up a fraction higher, I reckon he gets there then.
Yeah, and he may not have knocked it on, so if he got to the try line,
Confirm whether we have a
it
double
would have been a
knock on by
try.
Warriors.
Doesn't really matter here. They're going to get the ball. Oh, he does knock it
And
on.
Reece Walsh knocks on as well for a double knock on. Challenge unsuccessful.
Well, that took away a little bit of time. I know he knocked it on, but if it bounces a little bit higher and he gets it on that bounce, wow.
The pressure of the moment, if you ask Schneider to catch that kind of ball at training, he'll catch it all day, every day.
Yep.
But in the closing stages of a tight ball game here, he could not hold on. The pressure of Reece Walsh in the vicinity.
Isn't it amazing? If they score here, it'll be the first time they've been in front the whole game.
The Raiders and their second half woes opening the door here for the Warriors, who are 8 points down for much of this game. Johnson, right-hand side, one-on-one tackle, sensational from White. Now Lodge. Set restart very early on, and that's when you're thinking, can we have a penalty and take the shot at 2? But it's just set restarts in this part of the ground. Arcee nearly through. Johnson scheming. And Tavanga trying to hit and spin. Late offload went to Egan. Johnson not anticipating. Forces it back to Lodge, who did well to hold on. But they weren't watching the ball for a moment there and nearly had their pants pulled down. He thinks he's been caught eye here, and he knows where he is. He's 20 out directly in front. If they get the penalty, we'll be all locked up.
Yeah. Lodge gets the footy. Horsburgh it is. Gee, I reckon he's gammon there.
There's nothing doing.
No. See, players don't like blokes who lay down. Playing for the penalty. I don't think it even hit him in the head.
And again, it allows Canberra's defence to suck in the big ones midway through this tackle count.
Corey, you're on board.
Wow, the bunker has seen it differently. High shot, penalty, Lodge outsmarts everyone, and Reece Walsh gets the shot at 2. We've been headed for Golden Point all day, haven't we, Block?
It's been one of those games. You get your money's worth watching this one. It's been going for 3 hours.
Their last win, round 5 against the Cowboys. 25-24 in Golden Point when Johnson kicked the winning field goal.
He's kicked a few in his career, hasn't he?
He kicked 2 famously to turn it around against Canberra in the nation's capital. 2 field goals in the last 2 minutes to win a game. That was round 3, 2018. And they'll get the ball back with less than a minute to go. Reece Walsh certainly takes his time with these straightforward looks, but they could do with a bit of clock to maybe try and win it inside the 80 minutes here.
Well, they won't get the ball back, the Raiders. So let's see how they charge onto the ball now. The Warriors going to have a shot, get in that field position.
Walsh knocks it over. All locked up, bound for Golden Point seemingly. 20 apiece here at Redcliffe. And don't forget, we won't miss the kickoff. Bulldogs against the Roosters next from Accor Stadium. Inside the final 30 seconds. And the Warriors, who've coughed it up on play 1 and play 2 after points, want to hold on here and settle for the extra period, don't they?
Well, let's have a look at it, see if they... 28 to go. There's only a few play the balls left in it. Let's see how they go about their business.
Lodge says, who wants me? Takes on Horsburgh. 2 bulls in the paddock. And there'll be one more play after this as Murchie succumbs to a 4-man tackle. Pass hits the deck, and so does Arcee, and that's clever. Siren sounds. We'll need some more time to sort out the winner in this one. They've been put through the mill today, those two coaches.
Haven't they? They're both up and about anyway. What a comeback here from the Warriors, really. Not only in this game, but from being beaten 70-10. Quick turnaround. Been some sort of effort. That's what I said about the game before we started. Great thing about footy is you get to redeem yourself the next week. And this has happened here for the Warriors.
But all the momentum, Brent Tate, is with those Warriors.
Yeah, it certainly is with the Warriors at the moment. And I'll just go back to that Cowboys game. When they won the toss and they decided to run the ball that night, the Warriors, and their big man, Fanua Blake Lodge, just came from the back fence, charged up the field, and Shaun Johnson went on to kick a field goal and beat the Cowboys that night. So this toss will be really important for which way it goes. And yes, all that momentum is with the Warriors. So strap yourselves in, boys. We've got extra time.
Gee, it's amazing, isn't it? They haven't scored a point in the second half, the Raiders. It's 20-12 at half time.
Okay, so Warriors kicking that one. Good luck, boys.
So the Raiders will get the ball first after Whiten won the
Warriors
toss.
kicking
But
that
the penalty goal that levelled it up, Tatey, Blocker and I didn't think it was a penalty. How do you see it?
Yeah, I can't believe it was a penalty either. I think we go back to that problem we've got with the bunker interfering in games, guys. I don't know what to say, to be honest. It just was not a penalty at all. So very soft one, as we see Lodge here. I mean, there's no dangerous contact with his head at all. And as a result, we've got players lying down. It's just not a great look for our game at all.
Yeah, he's bounced off his forearm there. Didn't even hit him in the melon.
Yeah, he wound up tackling him on his jumper behind his head. Anyway, Matt Lodge played it cleverly enough, sensed he'd get the decision, and did. And that's why we're bound for this golden point period where the Raiders will get the ball first, and Ricky Stewart hopes they can set themselves up for a shot at the end of it all. What should their strategy be on this set?
Just come from the back fence, get in the field position and have a go. Have a go at that field goal.
You want to make it a good go, though, don't you? Sometimes you may be better off getting field position and muscling up.
And then kick, make the Warriors come off their own line. But if you're in position, some good charges from your forward pack, which they have no trouble getting upfield, these two sides. So
away we go in golden points. And Rapana made sure of the take. Ball security so important in these golden point periods as Horsburgh's driven backwards. Here comes Hudson Young off the back fence, going a little sideways. Tarpany the decoy for Sutton. And they're outside their own 20, but the Warriors' defensive job has been sound so far. Every play is so important.
Ben, give him room. Matt, all the way. Wait.
Forward is the cry, and they get it. Starling knows that Horsburgh overran him. He elected to push the pass, and the Warriors couldn't ask for a better starting position with their first possession in Golden Point.
yeah, I wonder if they'll wait to the last tackle here. The Warriors will get the ball back 35 metres out from the Raiders' line. Great field position for them, as you mentioned. Here we go.
Last two Golden Point victories for the Warriors. Shaun Johnson winning try 2016. Shaun Johnson winning field goal 3 weeks ago at this place.
He'll be licking his lips now. Look at the field position. They're 30 metres out. Take two in and have a go.
You can always win it with a try, as Johnson did in 2016 in Golden Point.
Off the back of a quick play the ball here. The next one I'd be going for it. No, they've gone on the short side.
For Tavanga. Johnson saying, set me up in front of those posts now, please. And Lodge obliges. 15 field goals in the career of Shaun Johnson. Steps around Horsburgh and makes sure of it. Johnson's done it again at Redcliffe. Back-to-back wins at this venue in Golden Point for the Warriors. They're loving life here in Redcliffe. They're 4-0 at this place, but how on earth did they win this game? The Raiders' second second half woes exploited by the Warriors. Full time, the Warriors 21, Canberra 20.